I'm Oprah as a dude, and I love you all.
Great, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reyes Reflection podcast. If this is your first time, then what took you so long? If you keep coming, then you must be a glutton for punishment. If you want to check me out more, check me out on those socials at I'm Nathanael Reyes. Per usual, I got to talk about those folks that help pay the bills. ARAVE cards, Jocko Fuel, Mad Rabbit, Tattoo Aftercare, and SMACKIN Sunflower Seed. Links in my bio for exclusive deals to those sites. Full disclosure, if you're one of those individuals that don't understand satire, gets easily offended, then this episode is definitely for you, okay? I want to keep you here because today's guest is a hilarious stand-up comedian with laughable, unfiltered, tongue-in-cheek online content and has explored many different avenues. He's been taking in the love of the stand-up stage since he was 17, but that's not all he's taken in because my man spent some time behind bars. He has had a run in online professional wrestling. It's the NXW. If you know, you know. You know what I'm talking about. He has even dabbled in music with songs on the album. Now that's what I call fuckboy. He has escaped the baby oil from the Diddy parties, and now he's sitting in the flesh with me. But in all seriousness, he has worked his ass off. He has worked with some big names in comedy, and now all his hard work is paying off as he is headlining his own comedy show this Saturday. So give it up for the one, the only, Mr. Sweet Meat himself, Nathan Gelardi. Welcome to the pod.
That was the best podcast intro ever. Thank you. Nathan and Nathanael. That's great. Yes.
That's right. Nate and Nate. We're going to do this.
It's good. Usually on stage, they don't even know my whole name. This is good stuff. I like it. So how you been?
My man. I've been good. You know, we were just talking off camera, WrestleMania season. We're both big wrestling fans. We talked about that. And I'm a big fan of comedy, so I'm a big fan of your work. I love how you're able to just poke fun at yourself, poke fun at life. And I feel like more people need to live life like that. I feel like when you can shoot the shit, don't take it too seriously, you're just laid back, you're having a good time, that's the best way to do it. And I also have done my research on you.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see if my sources...
research, buddy. Yeah, holy cow.
Let's see if my sources are correct, because I got some things for you that might surprise you. So I'm glad that I got you on the show because I was afraid Tyrone would have fucked me if I didn't.
Yeah.
How is Tyrone doing?
Oh, he's doing good. He's a good guy. He's doing good. That's a good sponsor to get, but you pay him to come. But he's doing good.
I love it. I love it.
I'm keeping him away from my wife.
Yes, I would keep him away from everyone who doesn't have their wife locked down. Keep Tyrone away. That man, he might steal me away. You never know.
Yeah, dude, he's a big guy.
Before we get going, I heard in an interview that you always rub one out and crank one out before a show gets started.
Well, no, but you should. I recommended that you should. That's a recommendation. Okay? I that's not, neither here nor there. They didn't show it on the show, but I was actually sitting right next to her, and when I said that, I wiped my hand on her. And they didn't. I got thrown off guard doing that podcast. I did that the day after I did my second big show in LA. She was there. She said, "Do you want to come to do my podcast?" I had no idea the show was anything to do with mothers or anything at all. And I'm a mama's boy. And my mom passed away, and I didn't disclose to them that, my mom passed. So halfway through the show, I'm just sitting there just dodging questions, and then I finally had, because I didn't want them to not air it, So and that could have been awkward. But yeah, definitely rub one out before you go up. Before you leave the house, I think you should do it before any big decision. If you sign a contract and you didn't rub one out, that's under duress.
That's right.
I believe.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand because I think when I asked you to come on my podcast, you had said something to the effect of like, "Hey, what are the context?
Oh yeah,
what type of show
what
am
are
I
we
getting
doing
myself
here?
in?" Yes,
I've worked too
yes,
hard. I'm not getting shut down yet.
yes.
Yeah.
No, you
No.
have worked your ass off. No, that is awesome, and we'll definitely talk about that. I'm excited to have you on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. I actually went to high school with Nathan's wife, so that's how come I was able to get him on.
With
So
Margot.
it pays who you know.
Yeah.
Yes,
She
yes.
says
Shout out
hi.
Margot.
She says hi. By the way, she's doing good. Yes, that's my partner in life. She's my best friend. You know,
I love it. How did you all meet? Because I heard on that podcast that you were like, oh, she's from Drake at Mass,
and I'm from Detroit.
Yeah, how did that come about?
Well, we've been. Margot's never been afraid to hide it. I've always said we met at Publix. We matched on Tinder because my house was a mile away. But
Yeah.
you know what? We met on Tinder, but we immediately fell. We were together ever. Like we weren't on there to like hook up. But after we met, it was over. We were already We were driving 300 miles together within a month after meeting.
Yeah.
So that was.
So it wasn't like you were just doing it for the aesthetic of like, hey, I want to bang
No,
girls. It was
no,
like I'm actually trying to look for someone.
Yeah. It was. Our first date was December 21st, and that I remember I was doing the Miami Improv that September, and I drove all the way out to Miami by myself, which like 4 hours. I was super excited. But I was like, man, I'm missing something. And I wished for her, and then bam, she came right before Christmas.
Oh, man,
so
what a
we did
Christmas
meet
miracle.
online. I guess it's not that looked down upon anymore compared to what's going on. But we've been together 5 years, so the public story has been my thing. But now I don't. I'll just say whatever. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why you need to like, do these things where like, hey, we both, dropped something. I picked it up for her. We looked each other eye level, and then boom, we fell in love. Like it's not like that anymore.
Our story's better than anyone else's because we met at the right age. She was 22, I was 25. No embarrassing stuff. I've never seen her in braces. She never seen me not as a funny comedian. So it's perfect. Like I don't know any of her crazy ex-boyfriends. Don't want to. We live 1,200 miles away from any of my crazy ex-girlfriends. So
they're ex-girlfriends for a reason. I feel you, bro.
Oh yeah,
I feel you on that.
Yeah,
one.
it's nice. She's actually the greatest comedian's girlfriend you could ever get. In any way, she was with me. She is not afraid to scream at people for me. Yeah. she's that's a ride or die. That is my ride or die. I would die for her for sure, definitely.
Oh man,
yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you, my friend. I'm happy
Thank
for
you.
her. Like I said, I've known her. So you and I are the same age. I was a couple grades older than her. I've known her since we were young kids, and she's always just been a stand-up person. She's been awesome. So I'm glad that you two have been able to find that. She deserves it. You deserve it. So I'm glad for you, my friend. Let's get into it on this interview now. So WrestleMania, what'd you think? Let's dive in hot.
I was just happy Cena won. I've been watching Cena since since he bitch slapped Kurt Angle. I Cena was all. I literally went and I went to the barber shop with the WWE magazine when I was a kid. The Raw magazine said, I want this. And they're like, a flat top? And I'm like, yes, I guess whatever it is, better than the bowl cut. I want this. I mean, so I'm 30. When everybody hated Cena, I still loved him. He's Cena, and I think he deserved to beat Ric Flair's record. 70.
I grew up on him. Yeah,
he's done more work. He's done so many. He's done the most. He's done more Make-A-Wishes than anybody put together. He's a champ. He's a hero. He even admits that he doesn't want to have kids because he works too hard. What kind? That's the champ we need.
Yeah,
and the champ is here,
I loved
baby.
it. Yeah, I loved it. I was a big fan of him growing up. I've always been a big fan of him. I grew up on him. And it's weird because, like wrestling is in this weird dichotomy where, you have new stars and stuff, but, like, you and I were the same age. I grew up on a bunch of guys that are on the tail end for sure. Cena, CM Punk, that I fucking loved growing up.
Yeah, Randy
and now
Orton.
it's like, Yeah, and everybody, they're like, "Oh, give the new guys a chance," and we're still holding on to that. Like, no. Yeah, I love them. Yeah,
you let him win. No, I want to see Randy Orton go up and try to get to 17 too, because Randy Orton's got a couple years left, but he's the only out of all of them. He's never left, never done movies. Yeah. He's a full wrestler, third generation, I think. Bob Orton is.
He's a stud.
I love wrestling. I've been into it since I was 4 on TV. That's where I get my comedy from.
Yeah.
The whole persona, the whole, give it up, all of it. I love the theatrics, and it's real to me. God damn it.
It is, dude. When they told me wrestling wasn't real, like when we first heard that, we were kids, right? And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Yes, it is real.
I just saw him.
Yeah, it's like, yes, it's real, and I really was I was more devastated with that than Santa, Tooth Fairy, all that shit. I was mortified, I was crushed, my heart was broken, and so it was really interesting to see.
It's still real. The injury, it's still very, very real. Now it's scripted. That's all. Yes. The rest they're doing in there. And my dad would say, you can't take a punch like that. Sure, the punches are pulled, but I've been in a mat. It's solid wood. I do not want to even lay on it like a bed. No way.
Yeah.
Those are it sucks getting older. Like I'm 30, and last night watching that, it's like, man, I'm 30. I have to accept it now.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm at the comedy clubs, and I was always the youngest. Always, and now there's 22-year-olds, and I'm like, what is this? And then I forget, and then I'm after them now because I forget. Oh wait, I'm not new anymore. Yeah, it goes by.
You're not that new up and comer.
Yeah, it goes by so fast.
For time. Sure. You interviewed The Godfather.
Yes,
during COVID.
I got high with
How
him.
did that came about?
I messaged him.
No shit. You just reached out to him.
I messaged him. I showed him NXW. He said it was hilarious. He thought it was a good idea. He came on. I was just sitting at my old house in a room, just on Instagram Live for an hour with the Godfather himself. Great guy. And then he wanted to get high right at the beginning, which was a horrible idea because, I'm supposed to interview him. So and I'm already starstruck. So I'm already doing this, but as soon as I hit it, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna die, and the Godfather's here. But he helped me through it. He's a good guy. Chris Jericho's cool too. I've waited on him a few times. He's a good. That guy is like when they say don't meet your heroes. That's true about a lot of them. Not Chris Jericho. No way. He's the nicest guy I've ever met.
Walls of Jericho, Y2K, Y2J.
He's sitting over there at the restaurant I've worked at, and I'm staring at him and his wife. He's having a family dinner. It's him, his wife, and he's out with another married couple. And his wife taps him on the shoulder, look, a fan. And it's 27-year-old me with my mouth open, just staring at him. And he's like, come over here, buddy. He followed my Instagram back and gave me a bump. And when other people see that, they're like, hey, if Chris is following him, somebody else should too,
Yeah.
But watching all these guys give the rub to the younger guys, it's sad for us, and it's going to suck.
Yeah. No, for sure. So I want to learn a little bit more about you. You talked about how you're from Detroit. You say that a lot in your sets as well. Your Ancestry.com profile says you're 75% Nigerian. Take us back to Little Nate in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I grew up on 8 Mile in Shaner. Well, 3 blocks north of 8 Mile. I went to Warrendale Elementary School. If I grew up a block to the left on the other side of Shaner, I would have went to M&M's High School. Lincoln High School was right to the left, but because I was on the right, I ended up in the East Detroit district. So I grew up the middle of 7 boys. My best friend, Adam, we met the first day of first grade. He's the baby of 7 boys. So technically, I have 14 brothers. And we ran, my town, it was cool. From you couldn't cross 8 Mile, but from 8 Mile to 10 Mile, all of my classmates went to school together. We could ride bikes to each other's houses. We all had a blast. And then we got old, and some aren't here, and some have families. But I always wanted to be a comedian. I knew
Always.
in 6th grade I did my first talent show. I found out in 6th grade that I wanted to be a comedian.
Were you always a class clown or ass
No,
clown for
not
Jericho?
not at all. Actually, I was super quiet. And this teacher, her name was Miss Egan at the time, pulled me in the class. I was there to drop, like, I was the good, like, quiet, hey, Nathan, can you bring this to Miss Egan kid, like, in the middle of class? She pulled me in, and she asked if I had gum in my mouth, and she went through my mouth and started looking at my teeth. And at the time, I didn't have the surgery yet. And she was making fun of my teeth practically, and she was huge. She was a big lady. She was about 300 pounds. I'm in 6th grade. And I said something sassy back, and the whole class popped. And I wasn't athletic. I was shorter. But when I got that pop, that was it. And then I went on to get suspended 33 times my first year of 6th grade. And then I got suspended again another 33 times in the next 6th grade. They suspended me twice for 30, all funny stuff. All fun. I did nothing violent. Well, 2 fights. But you get what I'm saying. A lot of it was pranks. I just knew. I couldn't walk into a classroom after 6th grade without everybody looking at me like, what's he going to do next? And I guess it's because I'm the middle of 7 boys. I don't know. But this is what I wanted to do. I remember when I was suspended so much, I had regular cable. I'd watch Comedy Central all day. And Dave Chappelle's first half hour played. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. And then Dane Cook. I mean, I got to watch all of the Comedy Central presents for 2 years when I was in my 12, 13, 6th grade. I did it twice because it was so much fun. So I have double friends. I have double the friends now because I was in 6th grade twice. You know what I mean? So 6th grade, instead of learning history and whatever, I learned VH1 and Comedy Central for all of the first 6th grade. And then at the beginning of the year of my 2nd year in 6th grade, they pull me and my dad into the office. My principal, Jerry St. Ange, who opens for me now. He's a comedian now. He suspended me 60 times, but he opens for me now. Either way, he begins to tell my dad, this is November, beginning, like still kind of the beginning of school. He tells my dad, because of the No Child Left Behind thing, there is no way Nathan can fail 6th grade again. And my dad goes, why the fuck did you just tell him that? And then boom, comedy school started. Yeah. I was going ham. Nice. It was because then I got a little older. I got in trouble. I turned 15 and I went to foster care for a bit. I turned 15 there, and then I got out, and then I turned 16 in juvie, 17 in jail because I got arrested at East Detroit with some weed, and then I got out. And I started doing comedy immediately. My mom and my brothers wouldn't bail me out. If they were like, you have to either start doing comedy right now or we're not getting you out. So I got out, and then I ended up turning 18 at Dangerfield's Comedy Club in New York City. And then I've never been in trouble ever again.
Yeah. You found your path. You knew your path, all that shit. Yeah. I mean, I left high school early, but I'm hanging out with comedians who all of them took me under their wing. The Detroit comedians, they kept me out of trouble. They helped me get good. Nice.
At being funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I can relate to you with horny dads because your dad has a lot of kids, and so does my pops.
Oh yeah.
My pops has 8 sons.
My dad's pushing more than what I'll admit, but yeah. It's I get it.
Yeah. And you're a middle as well. I'm a middle, so I feel like I can relate to you a lot because it's like
the we're middle Nathans.
Guys. Yes. It's like it's perfect. It's a perfect puzzle piece, right? We fit right in.
Oh yeah.
So you mentioned that you started up your stand-up career at 17. Most of us were just trying to get by, understanding math, and you were over here.
11th grade.
Yeah, you were over here getting in trouble, but now you found your right path with comedians taking you under their wing, trying to help you out. What do you remember from like your first set?
It was at a place called New York, New York. It was a bar in the middle of bowling alley. My whole family came. And it's an open mic, and it was on Sunday, February 16th, 2012, I think. And I went up and I had my 5 minutes written. And within 2 minutes, some lady started yelling at me. And I was real nervous. But once I gave it to her, it was on. And then after that show, there was everyone who does comedy, they run their own shows. This guy named Sidney Smith said, hey, I'm running a contest next Thursday. I would like you to come. And I went, and then I ended up winning. And then after that, I got moved more the close. I started at 23 Mile was my first show. And then the more I got closer to Detroit was the more better comedians I met and the better shows I ended up getting.
Was she just
But
heckling
I remember
you?
Yeah, she was an old lady. Yeah,
Okay.
she was interrupting for sure.
Why-
And my whole
why?
family,
She
my
didn't like
mom
what you
was
were
there, my
saying?
brothers. Maybe it was to help me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. She was trying to help, but she did help. I guess my mom told me that my brother looked at her and said Nathan needed that because he knew I could talk shit.
Yeah.
So I gave it to her. Now
Nice.
I tend to only want to do my act. I don't want anybody to leave the club offended now. I want everybody. I just want to tell jokes, you know. But when I was a kid, I was savage with that.
Do you find it hard now in the landscape
Yes.
of today? Because I feel like,
Mhm.
again, you and I are 30. We grew up in a time where saying certain words was funny. It wasn't like, I know, for example, like the R word. Let's just say that. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. When I grew up, that didn't always mean a negative thing. Like, you kind of said it if somebody was just kind of being an idiot and you're like, hey, you were just flippant about it. But now it's like, if you say it, somebody thinks that you're just hating on and you're ignorant towards those type of people.
It's not mean if it's funny.
Okay, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the problem is people are saying it and they don't deserve to say it yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Dave Chappelle, he can say it, no problem, because it's funny, but just some guy up there saying stuff, it's not, it's not mean if it's funny. Louis C.K. busted the N-bomb on a special and got away with it because it was funny and it was well put together.
Yeah.
Now when I started, it was 2012 and I was poor, so it was a little different. I get everybody had iPhones and stuff. But it used to be get really good and then go on late night and do the clubs. Now it's whoever has the most followers. It's all different. And at the clubs now, everybody thinks they're a part of the show because successful comics like Matt Rife, who did the same, he's on the same grind I was on, and I respect him 100%, and that's his thing. But most comics have their set written and they can't get interrupted or, everyone's yelling out now. That's all it is people trying to be a part of the show because they think that's what it is.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. Like, I've seen it. Like, Matt Rife is great in that. Like, I respect him. He's funny. Some of his work is that witty one line going back and forth. But you're right. Like, I have interviewed other comedians and you're right. A lot of it is just like, they work on their material, they have it ready, they have their delivery ready, and if somebody's screaming or trying to interject, it's hard to keep the flow going, for sure.
Yes.
Where do you pull your inspiration from?
Sam Kinison, Dave Chappelle, wrestling, Stephen Lynch. Stephen Lynch, I remember watching his special. He sings with guitar. But also I pull it from Frank Sinatra. I'm getting the act together, but once it's fully together, I'm hoping it's like a Carrot Top act, like an act that I can do the same act for the rest of my life because it's so good. You bust out the harmonica and you get people going. I keep this thing on me. But all 14 of my brothers, like, they're all very different, but I took the funniest thing from all of them, and it morphed into me. Like, my best friend, his older brothers were hysterical, but they were all funny in their own different ways. So I would study their mannerisms, and now I can be that. It's all of my family is in me when I'm up there,
Yeah, that's the best part, right? Like, I feel like I've watched a lot of your one-liners, and you do relate. You're relatable because you talk about your own life, and you're like, hey, listen, this is my fucked up, crazy life. I'm not hiding anything, and I think that's what makes it work for you because you are
That's
relatable.
what makes and it took me forever to find it out. That's what makes every successful comic successful is once they find out who they are, because they go up there and they tell their story. When I first started, I was just doing priests dick sucking jokes. I was 17 and didn't know life, but now I get it.
Yeah.
I not fully, and I don't think I ever will. But once a comic figures it out, you'll see. Because they can do it, and they can do it for a full hour. Matt Rife, I'm not mad at him. I would have. He's a genius because he didn't give out any of his material, and it's really hard to write material. Mm-hmm. He put out videos of stuff that he can, and it took him straight to the top, and I fucking applaud him. But it was genius because he didn't okay, so my jokes, I don't want my joke to get out because you can't retell a joke. His, you can heckle and you can do that a million times and he's still doing the comedy. Yeah. But it's a different landscape now. The game's changing.
Yeah. No, for sure. I've seen it too. I've gone to comedy shows and I just feel like it's different from when I first used to go. You're headlining your own show. You're the main event.
Well, I'm headlining the Ritchie Suncoast Theater this Saturday, April 26th. I've been dying to headline this theater since I moved here 8 years ago. I told Margot our first month we were dating, when we walked by it, I said, I'm going to headline that one day. And now I am. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm going to give them the best show of all time. It's going to be very nice. I'm excited. Not one person's going to leave offended. I felt really happy about I just did the show in LA opening for Jeff Dye. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to, a comic offended and 15 people got up and left. Not for me, but my set, there was a Arabic lady with the thing on, hugging me in the end. There was couples laughing. Everybody had a great time. And I'm dirty. So you can be dirty, but you don't have to be mean. Yeah. And that's what I've seen it. I hosted an open mic last week. I give back to the community. I'm like, and they'll just go up there and say, hey, what's up? And it's like, that's not why these people are here. You don't get it. Yeah. And also now that I have a partner, I'm not that jaded on life. Like I understand that this guy out there spent his money and he wants to have this is his date night. Yeah. And when I'm up there, I imagine, wow, what if somebody ruined my date night? I'd be fucking pissed. Yeah. So, but the landscape's changed because a lot of the OGs, the guys that they're dying, they're getting old and they're dying off. I was mentored by Downtown Tony Brown, Comic View 5 times, live at the Apollo. I was driving that guy around at 18. He's no longer here to give out the advice he gave, but the comedians he gave it to are now moving up, and it's going to be a crazy time. Everybody who was at my first open mic is actually very successful. Jeffa Curry was at my first open mic. Jeff Sheen, Jeffa Curry and Jeff Sheen are massive. Josh Adams, he just did an HBO. Ron Taylor, he was with Everybody is a Full-Time Comedian who came out of my first open mic now, 13 years ago. Insane. You wouldn't believe it. Jeff Hort, I'm the last one. I was the youngest. Jeff Horst was on Heart of the City with Kevin Hart. Yep. Ron Taylor was just on Bill Burr's special. Everybody, all 12 of us from that open mic are still comics, and we all went different ways. Some went to Chicago, some went to LA. I went to Florida.
What's the biggest takeaway that you want somebody who goes to your show?
I want them to go home and laugh. I don't want them to fight about anything. I always see my audience as a couple on a date, and the biggest takeaway is, wow, I didn't think about anything for an hour. Mm-hmm. Like I was away, the stress of life. Maybe life's not so hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best. There's going to be light at the end of this. You know, maybe there's some they were fighting right before they came in, and then maybe on the way home they're like, oh, at least that didn't happen. You know, that's what I want.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll be happy doing clubs of 80 people till the day I die. That's what I want. You know, Macho Man Puppy Savage is here to say hello. He's been with me since the beginning.
What's up, Macho?
Macho Puppy Savage. He's actually more famous than me. If you look up cute Shih Tzu humps, he's hit over 1 million videos or views.
No shit.
He's my buddy. He's my best friend.
Yeah, he I love it. I love it. I want you to give me a little teaser. What kind of madness or craziness should people expect this Saturday? But I want you to do it in a WWE promo type of way. So go ahead right now. Give me your best promo.
Coming live from downtown Newport Richey, Florida, April 26th. It's the comedian Nathan Gelardi, headlining for the first time in 13 years his first theater. 310 seats, 80 left. It's going to be fucking nuts.
Let's go.
I'm excited. I'm fucking pumped. I'm excited. I just put up. I've been at the theater every day because it's a couple miles away from my house. Up there yelling at them. Where's this flyer? Where's this flyer? Because I print all my own posters.
Yeah.
So, which is a big part of the business. You have to learn. Becoming a comedian isn't just being funny. It's like you have to be a businessman. You have to be funny. You know?
Yeah. I love it.
It's a big deal. You have to be fucking funny.
The promo was great.
Well, I could do a real one. No, dude, it's coming. It's this Saturday, and I don't care if there's 4 people there. I'm doing the best show of my life this Saturday.
Yes, you are, my friend. Yes. All right, we're going to pivot now as we wrap up to our burning questions part. Who is going to win in a steel cage baby oil spit swapping match? I got P. Diddy, R. Kelly, Tyrone, or Sweet Meat? Who we got? Who's winning?
Me and Tyrone will win that. Tyrone's winning.
Yeah.
Tyrone's winning, dude. Tyrone benches 400 pounds. Dude, Tyrone will win.
All right.
T-Dog all day.
All right, T-Dog. From a semi-reliable source, I have heard that there was a time when a full-grown tortoise was left in your house by your friend Elvis.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about that?
My buddy Elvis, he's out in L.A. He actually is with the Groundlings. It's a huge improv troupe. Me and Elvis, I met him. He was 23. I was 17. He came to visit me, and he just happened to find a 4-foot tortoise and just left it in my dresser. Just left it there. The whole screw that my landlord was pissed because the tortoise is clawing to get out. Elvis, he's from Bosnia. He's the funniest comedian I've ever. He's my best. He's the funniest comedian out right now. Elvis Mujik Comedy. You got to look him up. I'll get him on the show. You got to meet that guy.
All right.
He just left a fucking tortoise in the room, and me. This time it was a bachelor pad. It's me and Macho in a whole little 2-3 bedroom house in Newport Richey. Yeah. Macho's scratching at it. I let him out. This tortoise is bigger than Macho. But that's not the crazy. Elvis has done some crazier things than that. Okay. He's a wild man. That guy is. Actually, we have. I can't talk about it yet, but after May 6th, me and you will talk.
All right. Yes.
There's something going on. We have to wait till after Cinco de Mayo. I can't release it yet.
All right. After, we'll definitely talk about it. Yeah.
Elvis Smoochie Comedy is that guy. He's out in L.A. now, crushing it. He's been living in his van since I moved. 2 years. He's been living in his van for 8 years in L.A. It's my boy.
Yeah. So that story is true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's 100% true.
Okay. I have also heard that you have had some really bad roommates in Florida.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've had 3 horrible roommates, and I will never have a roommate again. I'm staying with Margot and then Macho, and that's it. My first roommate was one of my good friends from from one of my high schools, and I was running a poster company at the time, and I was making quite a bit of money, so I had him move down. I got him a job. I paid everything. His rent was only $600. We were bartenders and servers at a restaurant where we're making $3,000 a week for 14 weeks out here, right? He got hooked on cocaine horrifically. And he quit our job that I got him at because they wouldn't let him take a smoke break from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And he's like, no, that's ridiculous. And I kept telling him, dude, I brought you out here to save money. Yes, I had I had to survive a coke addict. That was crazy. And then the next roommate, the same exact story, but it was a different drug. And the next one, I need a roommate. This drunk dude who lived 3 doors down, his wife, his lady of his girlfriend or whatever, is, you get the fuck out of here, you drunk piece of shit. He walks over. He's like, hey, you looking for a roommate? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'll give you $1,000 a week. And I'm like, yes, get in here. First day I came home, my entire garage is completely pressure washed. The whole house is white. This guy did the landlord special. My house is immaculate. I couldn't have been happier. Second day I come home. All of my doors are open. All of them. My dog and cat are locked in a 100-degree closet. And I hear, Nathan, I'm sorry, buddy. I look and turn left down. I'm in my front yard. I turn left. 8 houses down, this drunk dude stumbling towards me. I could smell the booze. I said, you got to get the fuck out of here. I grabbed his shit, gave him his money, said, you got to get out of here. And I'm arguing with this guy because he's like, I pressure washed your fucking floor. And I was like, I didn't tell you to do that. You need to get the fuck out of here. And then after that, me and Margot moved in together. Okay. I knew, this is enough. I'm done. You can't take it. And every single time Margot told me not to let them move in. She did. Every single time.
Okay.
Every single time she told me not to move them. Everyone.
So my sources were right that you've had some crazy ass roommates.
Yes, and I didn't. I lived alone for 4 years. I brought in a roommate. I wanted to help a friend from Detroit because, you know, I wanted him to do better for his life. And I thought it was a good opportunity. You move out here, you come bartend, make crazy money, and then you rent $600, you can save money and go home in the winter or whatever, or summer. But no, he loved coke.
Okay.
I'm talking, dude, he spent like at least $30,000 on cocaine. I'm not kidding.
Oh, shit. So that's
I'm
like
not kidding.
That's like a down payment on a house for cocaine. Damn.
Yeah, he every year at the end of season, you should have all your money for the entire year. When I kicked him out, he had nothing. And it was the end of season. It was crazy. It was bad. Yeah. Oh, and then the motherfucker called the police on me because I told him, I'm going to fucking kill you. So he calls them. So the Detroit police put out a warrant for my arrest. They dropped it all. But it was ridiculous because I was living in Florida and I had been for 7 years.
Yeah.
They were still trying to put me in fucking jail.
Oh. Oh, shit. All right. I got one more question while we wrap up here. I'm going to add it to the slide here, okay? Let's see if you can.
Understood.
All right. Here we go. Who is going to win in a War Games match? We got the team of King of the Hill or we got team of Family Guy? Who's going to win in War Games?
Oh, King of the Hill, bro.
Yes.
You got Dale, Hank. Yeah, dude. And Joe's crippled. So what the fuck? It's not wheelchair accessible.
Nope, not at all.
I don't know if it's a fuck game. Family Guy will win because Quagmire. Yeah, no. King of the Hill's a better show. King of the Hill's a better show. I'm sorry, it is.
All right, I love it.
I like Mike Judge.
Yeah. All right, Nathan, thank you so much for taking time out of your day, sitting and chatting with me. I really appreciate it, man.
Anytime, man. I'm here. I'm going to be here for a while. I'll help promote all my shows. I'm going to get you Elvis.
Yes.
You should definitely interview that man.
Yes, I appreciate that.
He's going to be the next Sandy Kaufman.
And you're on your way up, too. Yeah,
I'm gonna be. Me and him are different. We want different things, but we're the same. I'm happy with comedy being my thing, but also having a life. Elvis is comedy.
Comedy, yeah. Where can
He
people
is
find
100.
you and follow you and all that shit and tune into your shows, all that stuff? Plug everything in, your
Nathan
OnlyFans, all that.
Got it. Nathan Gelardi Comedy at Instagram. All you have to do is punch in Nathan, Gela, and then it'll pop up. That's pretty good. That's it's 14 letters. It's not that bad.
No.
All right. You can find me on Nathan Gelardi YouTube. Honestly, you just type in Nathan Gelardi Google. You can find my mugshots. I'm just kidding. But Nathan Gelardi TikTok, anything Nathan Gelardi comedy, you will find me. NXW Season 2, me and Margot have been talking about it, and I think we're going to make it.
Yeah? You're going to do
She just doesn't. I've been working on it. I just don't know how to blow up stuff in our house. So we're going to figure it out.
In a safe manner, yes. Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. I got a lot of toys to play with, and I got a lot to offer.
Nice. I'm excited, man.
But I filmed my half hour this Saturday, so you'll see. I'm doing it a different way. It's going to be called Manic. We're filming it. I got four camera guys there at the theater. We're releasing it all on Facebook.
Oh shit! Nice.
The whole thing. The whole thing because I'm ready. I'm ready to ditch this half hour and do my full hour. So I'm good to go. It was nice to meet you, Nathan or Nathanael.
Yes. It was nice to meet you.
Mine's Nathan. Okay.
No, I'm
it's
Nathanael.
Nathan. No,
yes.
Nathanael.
No.
Yeah. People call me Nathanael. Why do they think it's an insult? I like Nathanael.
You know,
they come up to me and go Nathanael, and it's Nathan. It's a Nathan. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a separate name. Yeah, a lot of people will go ahead and conflate the two, but it is a separate name. I agree.
I think my mom was just lazy.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know if you will want to add another few letters at the end. I think we'll just keep it at Nathan. Yes.
This Saturday, Newport Richie, downtown. You can't miss it. Richie Suncoast Theater. Show starts at 7. I will be your headliner, Nathan Gelardi. It was nice meeting you, Nathanael Reyes. You're the man.
I appreciate it, brother. So are you. That is going to do it for this episode of the Reyes Reflection podcast. Big thanks to our sponsors, ARAVE Cards, Jocko Fuel, Mad Rabbit Tattoo Aftercare, and SMACKIN Sunflower Seeds for supporting today's episode. And to all our listeners, remember, may you live, may you love, and may you thrive. I'm Oprah as a dude, and I love you all.